The Corrupted Gauntlet has literally taken over my life. I can't sleep. I'm always thinking about it. I'm always watching videos about how to get better at it. I keep switching the methods that I use, the tier 1 armor versus the tier 2 armor. I keep going back to the regular gauntlet to try and just see what it's like killing the boss again. And as you can see, this is the loot, I guess you could say, from the gauntlet so far. So we have completed 61 regular gauntlets and we have died 30 times. That's really embarrassing. But what's more embarrassing is you have completed 18 corrupted gauntlets and we've had a total of 108 deaths. Let's just say I haven't been this addicted to the game in so long, where I actually genuinely think about the game when I'm not logged in, genuinely all of the time. And I'm trying to figure out every single method that I could use to just make me slightly better. And yeah, there's been I've probably spent about 30-ish to 40 hours here now, and I've got 18 kills, so not too bad, but it could be a lot better. I've been researching, trying to figure out how to actually master this. Now, ideally, the tier 2 armor method of the gauntlet is the way most people end up going. Now, the tier 2 armor makes you be able to tank more during the final boss hit, and overall that makes it a lot easier. But the thing is, the tier 2 is very stressful because you have to gather the materials so quickly at the gauntlet. If anyone knows how the gauntlet works, you pretty much have to chop trees, mine ore, and pick cotton in order to go ahead and prep your gear. Now, the thing is you need 7 of each resource to do the tier 2 armor, but you only need 3 to do the tier 1. So the tier 1 is significantly easier to get your armor ready and gives you a lot more time to prep food. But the tier 1 armor is also a lot weaker, which will make you hit less at the boss, take a lot less take a lot more damage, I should say, and it makes the actual boss fight a lot harder. So I've been switching back from tier 1 to tier 2 and kind of trying to see what works out best for me. Personally, I find I can get to the boss with a full inventory of food a lot more often if I do the tier 1 armor. Now, the reason I like the tier 1 armor so much is it gives me a lot of experience at the boss. Even if I die, it is what it is, right? The thing is, with the tier 2 armor, a lot of the times I would wipe, end up wasting so much time, and you can get just super bad spawns, and the tier 2 armor just takes way too long, and it's really frustrating for me. I can get kills on the tier 1, it just, you have to really end up mastering the boss. But I actually kind of like mastering the boss because it gives me experience in the boss and learning on how to actually do the boss properly and switch through all of the mechanics and stuff like that, right? So if I mess up, I kind of know where I messed up and I can improve each time. It gives me more experience with the boss itself. Also, in the Corrupted Gauntlet, there is 3 different weapons. You can use the halberd, which is the melee style. You can go ahead and use the bow, which is range, and then the staff, which is magic, obviously, right? So with doing the tier 1s, I've been able to actually just use whatever I kind of get, if that makes any sense. So say I get a staff and a halberd, then that's exactly what I will be going ahead and using to do my boss kill with, which a lot of people say to just do the bow and the staff, but I actually found the halberd to be very useful, and it does a lot of damage, which is kind of crazy. You don't expect it to do a lot of damage and stuff. The tier 1, you can also make a lot of mistakes during the prep. As you can see here, I didn't even get a weapon frame before I went back to the main camp, which is something you ideally want to go ahead and do, and pretty much if you did this in the tier 2 armor, it's a complete wipe and you have to restart. Okay, so my recommendation for Corrupted Gauntlet is master getting to the boss and fighting the boss with the tier 1 armor to learn the boss mechanics. It's very, very important to learn how the boss mechanics actually work, because then you can start learning how to dodge the tornadoes and whatever. The thing is, with the tier 1 armor, if you mess up, you're going to pretty much instantly die, so this is a great way to learn. I did like 100+ deaths with the tier 1 armor, just completely learning on how the actual boss works, right? Once you kind of learn how the boss works, you can really master getting the tier 2 armor. It is very difficult, and I can't even get it all of the time. Every run, there's always one thing I'm short, whether it be a material or a potion or whatever it might be. You're always a little bit short on something unless you get a really lucky spawn in a good run. But after you know how the boss works with all of the mechanics and stuff like that, the tier 2 armor is just so easy. It makes it so much easier. It's crazy. The thing is, with the tier 2 armor, you can make so many mistakes. Like, you can mess up a ton, especially at the very end, which is where a lot of people struggle. You can mess up a couple of times there at the end and still easily manage to get the kill every single time. This is why I personally really like doing the tier 2 runs. But if I didn't have all those tier 1 armor experience, I wouldn't ever have been able to do the tier 2, right? And the more times you enter the gauntlet, the more you notice the patterns and everything like that, and you're able to actually collect the resources a lot quicker, and you know which to prioritize, right? Like, you get all your stuff before you gather food and stuff like that. Is something that you just need to learn, right? Because of course when you see food, you're just going to want to grab it, right? Because you need it, but you learn what to prioritize. A lot of things too, you just like pick up. Like, I found killing the monsters even like later on to try and get the paddlefish drops rather than fishing and stuff like that can actually save you a little bit of time if you get lucky with the RNG. Also, sometimes they will drop an extra crystal teleport, which is super handy. Another thing that a lot of people like try to do is always go for the bow and the staff. But honestly, if you get the halberd, it's just as good, and sometimes I even find the halberd does more damage. So if there's no option of you to get the bow and the staff, the halberd works just fine, trust me. Another tip that's really cool is when you're like running through the doors, like try and open all sides if you can, especially at the very early start of the match. You want to try and open all the doors just to see what is possibly in them. And this is the part that's really annoying when you're running out of time and you just need one fluff. Oh, there we go. Another thing, try not to look at the time. I know you keep getting tempted to look at the time and be like, oh, we've only got another minute until the boss fight. I honestly find this just distracts me more. I look at it like when I'm pretty much all geared and ready to go, but if you're constantly looking at the time, then you're gonna panic. Don't think you're ready for, like, you're not gonna have enough time to prep and stuff like that. I try my best to just not look at the time. It just stresses me out more than anything. All right, let's go in. We're gonna start by potting up, obviously. We got the Hunlift helper out on the side. Sorry for all the game sounds and the Hunlift helper sound, but yeah, that's how you do it. So anyways, we're gonna go in. Yes, I'm ready. Attack the boss and start the helper. Rampage Prey. Hopefully we hit, because sometimes I just never hit and it ends up taking forever, run out of food, mess up, whatever it might be. Like, we could have messed up there, but quick prayers helps as well, I find, but personal preference, obviously. And F keys, 100% F keys. And eat while the tornadoes are out, 100%. Oh. As you can see though, we're not using like any food. Oh, we messed up there, but thank God. Hard to get used to everything. That's why I recommend you do the tier 1 armor and learn how to actually do the boss before you kind of get into the tier 2 prep. Oh, we messed up there. We avoided the hit though, thank God. Not too bad. I'm gonna save up here because the next few stages are gonna be rough. Now you can get hits in here. Really risky though, unless you time it properly. But not hitting. It can be very annoying if you don't hit. You can run through the tornado if you've already clicked the tile. For those who do not know. Running a little bit low on prayer. Come up here. Okay, so now you gotta really watch out for the tornadoes. I like to stay at really high health here because you never know what can happen. Like that, we could have messed up there. But we're good, we're good. Oh. Didn't even mean to eat there, wasted a tick. We're gonna go into another cycle soon. Not a bad spawn. Oh, we messed up. We messed up there. Safe a bit. And we should get the kill here, hopefully. Unless something goes incredibly wrong. And yeah, there we go, man. Completed the corrupted gauntlet kill. We had a ton of food left as well. Let's go ahead and loot the chest. And let's see what we got. Dragon arrows, 120k cash, 35 emeralds, and 9 crystal shards. Not too bad at all. Okay, so I'm also going to throw in a bunch of when I was learning, a bunch of deaths and a bunch of kills, just so you guys can kind of study about what I'm doing and stuff like that. In the next few days, I'm also going to be making a full corrupted gauntlet guide on the Anyone Can PVM series, so you guys can see the entire run. But it has been an incredible journey learning this. It's probably the hardest piece of content that I've ever personally done on Runescape. And it feels really good to know that I can actually do it now. I'll go ahead and quickly show you guys the collection log. So yeah, we've done 47 corrupted gauntlets now. And obviously it's a 1 in 400 for the enhanced weapon seed, so I'm going to be here for probably another month or two, just grinding it out, having a lot of fun honestly as well, and just getting better and better each time you go in. And the thing is, when you die, don't feel demotivated. Obviously sometimes you mess up, sometimes you don't have enough prep, whatever it might be. It is what it is, and you can just learn from your mistakes. Like I said, do the tier 1 to get to the boss quicker, learn the mechanics of the boss, and then dying doesn't really matter, right? But when you finally kind of understand how the boss works, you're good at switching prayers and whatever, then you can go to the tier 2 and get consistent kills. So that's kind of the way I've been looking at it. But yeah, it's been one hell of a grind, honestly, a lot of fun. But anyways, enjoy the next couple of clips, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya later.